Welcome to the Stock Market Daily News podcast for November 13th, 2025. Yesterday, investors saw a mixed session across the major indexes. The S&P 500 posted modest gains. The Dow Jones climbed higher on renewed cyclical strength, while the Nasdaq pulled back as big tech shares came under pressure. The standout story? The end of the U.S. government shutdown is shaking up sector leadership, stirring optimism in some corners and raising questions in others. Stick with us as we break down the latest stock movers, money flows, and game-changing regulation that could reshape both traditional and digital markets. First up, tech giants felt the heat. Nvidia and AMD saw notable slides, with AMD dropping over 4% to close near $123.50 after investors rotated out of high-flying semiconductor stocks. Concerns about stretched valuations, especially for the so-called Mag 7 tech leaders, are prompting portfolio shifts into more defensive or cyclical sectors. For tech investors, this highlights the need to track both earnings results and broader economic signals before chasing growth at any price. Meanwhile, the end of the U.S. government shutdown is providing a shot in the arm to consumer stocks and the broader market. According to strategist Jeff Dennis, the wind down is set to unlock pent-up government spending, especially for key categories like food and services. Dennis points out that, while optimism is rising, uncertainty remains around a possible Federal Reserve rate cut in December. Inflation is still parked around 3%, and investors should watch upcoming jobs and inflation data for more clarity. In the mutual fund world, October saw a sharp 19% drop in equity mutual fund inflows, with investors growing more cautious amid market uncertainty. Flows into small, mid, and large cap funds all slipped, while inflows into debt mutual funds surged to a record 1.6 trillion rupees, fueled by liquid and ultra-short-term strategies. The move away from equities signals a growing focus on risk management and diversification, with hybrid and multi-asset funds in higher demand, a trend worth noting for long-term savers. On the crypto front, major shifts are underway. New U.S. regulation, highlighted by the Genius Act and the upcoming Clarity Act, has propelled America toward global leadership in digital assets. Stablecoin supply now exceeds $260 billion, and crypto ETFs have swelled to $160 billion in assets. The new framework aims to remove regulatory uncertainty, encourage institutional adoption, and allow on-chain trading around the clock. For investors in digital and traditional markets alike, this could mean new opportunities, but also increased competition and evolving risks. Let's recap where the indexes closed. The S&P 500 edged higher, the Dow Jones outperformed on sector rotation, and the Nasdaq slipped as tech names lagged. Volatility remains heightened, with earnings announcements and macro data still setting the day-to-day tone. Looking ahead, keep an eye on inflation readings, Fed commentary, and more company results in the coming days. These will help define whether market momentum shifts or finds fresh strength. If you found today's roundup useful, don't forget to subscribe, visit our website, and follow for your daily market intelligence. Thanks for tuning in to Stock Market Daily News.